Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch everything out, look in the description. You find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Oh, okay, so Jar Jar jumped the gun. I hadn't planned on Jar Jar, but someone actually used my request. I have a request section that everybody, that's fine that everybody does it the way they do it. Posting in the comments, great, no problem. I got no problem with that. But a long time ago, I had posted a section, a place to put it in, and nobody's used it. Again, no big deal. But since somebody did, I was like, you know what, I'm going to reward them. I'm going to, as a little thank you, I'm going to go ahead and push their request. And oddly enough, it was Jar Jar Binks. Well, I mean, not oddly enough. Everybody has their favorite, right? But that's not the one I would expect. You know, as many requests that I get for troopers, that's why I say oddly enough. Jar Jar Binks was not the request I was expecting. Which is great because, you know, let's talk about Jar Jar Binks. You know, he has had his problems, his complaints, and that kind of stuff. I get it, you know. I wasn't on board with Jar Jar Binks when it first came out. I thought it was, you know, a little too silly and that kind of thing. But like some of these other Star Wars things, it wasn't made for me, you know. That's the one thing we always have to remember too. Whenever you don't like something, it's like, well, was it made for you? And it wasn't. It wasn't made for my age demographic. So, you know, it's okay that I didn't like it. But I get the problems people had. You know, it's like, oh, it's you know, it's too silly and all that. But again, well, you know, it wasn't for you. And so I get that. I take that into consideration. So I can understand people's problems, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I get the complaint that some people had. Because not everybody thinks that freely of, well, you know, it wasn't for me. Some people, especially in the Star Wars community, or, you know, actually no, in the toy collecting community, not just Star Wars, toy collecting, because even in G.I. Joes, man, it's bad. You know, everybody is, you need to do it the way I want you to do it, you know? That's how it is sometimes, and, you know, it's frustrating, but you know, you got to be able to step back and look and see these things. And so I get that from the observer point of view. I don't agree with it, and I don't get why they do that, because like I said, there's a part of me that just says, God, just enjoy, celebrate what was it, celebrate your celebrate what you love is basically what I'm trying to say. I heard someone phrase it much better than I am. So it's like I said, I get it. I just don't agree with it or understand why that has to be dogma. You know, why it has to be rule of you have to do it the way I want you to do it. If not, it's trash. It's stupid, and I'm going to tell you how bad it is. You know what I mean? I don't get some of the anger that people have. I don't know. I guess I can understand you know, we want happiness. And if you're not doing it the way you want, I get that it's upsetting. But also, man, we're just talking about entertainment. That's the biggest thing. We're just talking about people just trying to entertain us. And that's the part of me that I don't get with the anger, you know? But you know, let's rewind. I'm just sitting here thinking while I'm drawing. Let's rewind and think about this. What if he was different? I mean, look at him. He's a cool looking character, right? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I own the Black Series figure because, you know, the detail is good. It's a good looking character. You know, I wonder if it would have had a better response if they approached it from more of a different angle than the whimsical. You know what I mean? I'm just curious about that. I'm good. I think I'm good with the sketch here. Let me try to find some good pictures of his face. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Let me see. So let me bring it out a little bit more too. That'll work. But yeah, like, I mean, I wonder if he was more of a... I mean, he is kind of silly looking, so how cool can you get, you know? But if they approached her from a different angle, and not so much the... let's just, lack of a better word, let's say it, not so much the baby talk, or, you know, the weird sound to his voice. I wonder how he would have done. Let's say the same role, different approach. No offense to, I forget his name. No offense to that. I mean, he just went with, you know, boss says he likes this, I'm going with it. I don't blame him. You know, you get the opportunity to work for Star Wars and they say, well, say it like this and tweak your voice. I'm going to do it too, you know? Ahmed Best, that's his name. Just curious, you know? Okay, I'm ready to go. I said we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more Star Wars, check out that playlist right there, or just do a search in the playlist in general, because I've drawn so many things, I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So do a search, see if it's there. If not, give me your shout, give me a request, and I'll see what I can do. My pen fell down. There we go, I got it. So I'm going to jump right in with the Sharpie fine point and draw some of his detail here. So I don't know, I wanted to talk about what I'm talking about in the sketch, but you know what, I say we get going with the drawing and just go from here. So I'm going to start with his eyes. Let's just get crazy and draw some eyes here. Now I've already sketched it out, so that's why I know where these are going to go, so I can kind of, you know, just make them floating like this. And normally I don't draw the underside of the eye, but obviously this is a different situation where, you know, a different kind of character calls for different techniques that I can use. And draw the over part of the eye. And as you can see too, I'm starting to thicken up my edges too, because when I switch over to this Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I'm trying to match where that's going, right? Now, if you're working with pencil, you may not want to do this, but I'm just letting you know why I draw, how I draw. Alright, and I already talked about requests, that I'm doing this because somebody requested it in the request section. Pretty neat. I did it a long time ago and no one ever has, so I'm very, very excited that someone used it. So I jumped them to the front of the list, just as a thank you. I won't always do that, I'm just saying that's why this person got bumped to the front of the list. Alright, I'm kind of, I think I'm going to do a smile. I was trying to determine whether that's the bottom lip or the teeth, and I think I'm going to do that as a smile. I mean, why not, right? It's Jar Jar. And I've already talked about, I've talked about a lot. You need to go back to the Sharpie section, or the sketch section, to hear all the stuff I talked about, because I already had a big conversation about Jar Jar. Alright, and so I'm trying to determine what other lines I want to put down on him, because he's got a lot, he's very expressful, and your line is really going to determine what he looks like, so that's why I want to kind of capture what you can see from this angle, because he's got like I was about to point to my neck, he's got like the big fat, I don't want to say turkey neck, but a lot of layers to his neck, right? But you can't see him from every angle, so that's why I'm trying to determine which ones I want to put in, right? Especially from a front view. It's a lot different from a front view than from the side, so that's why it's nice to try to figure out which way I'm going to go with this. Alright, I think I'm good with this. I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie. Usually I reserve this for the tiny features like the eyes and things like that, but we're done. We're moving on to the other parts. Now, I've got one of the ears going behind this arm, so I kind of want to do the arms first, then I'm going to come back up to his head for his ears, okay? So I'm going to draw his jacket, the edge of it, like this. But see how fat this is? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I wanted to match how fat this is. Because it's called a Sharpie fine point, but nothing fine about it. I mean, it's not made for this kind of thing, so I just want you to be able to see what I'm drawing, and if you choose to draw with the Sharpie, I want you to be able to use whatever you have lying around the house, A lot of people have Sharpies and things like that, so that's why I'm using a Sharpie, just to give you an idea. But it's a permanent thing, It's like you got to really think your lines through. His undershirt, let's go ahead and kind of close that off like this a little bit, and then some more of his old turkey neck I was talking about. Alright, again, I'm going to draw this arm and then I'll come back for the ear flap. So I've got his hands just kind of sticking out. Alright, let's draw the underside to catch up with it. There's the elbow. There's the wrist. Let's go and just do the hand while we're here, then I'll come back and add a little detail. His hand's just out like that in a splayed out, whimsical fashion. And I've already drawn everything, so I'm just going to kind of trace around my sketch. Ooh, it's a little wide for that hand. It should have been, it's more doing this than this, it's kind of out. But hey, again, that's the creative part we get to do is build it however we want, Just doing some extra hand lines, just to give him some expressful bends, stuff like that, you know? Alright. And because it's just flesh, I'm just going to draw a few extra little lines for the arms. Yeah, see, even that's too much. There's just not much you can do with flesh for hands. Now, this ear is above that arm, so before we do that, let's go ahead and finish up what I was talking about, the ears. Going back behind this arm. But this one isn't, so that's why I'm saying I don't need the arm there, but I've got a start-stop point. So I know where I can come back and add a little bit of extra line. And we'll just say it comes back out like this. This edge is going to come here. And that's really all I can do. Like, most of it I'm going to do with color. So I can do a little bit something like this maybe. But it's the underside of the ear, so you know, I kind of want to leave it for color. Love that sound. And this one's flowing out that way. So we're doing a little jagged, scaly edge of his head skin look. And also, that's the nice thing about the edge of the head scaly look, is it doesn't have to be straight. You know, you can kind of get away with a shaky line, you know? Alright, I like that. Ugh, I do it all the time. Look, I drew right through his face. I shouldn't have done that. I'll just cover it up like that. I always do that. I always get too excited. I could have done it right there. What a dum-dum. I almost just did it again. Oh my gosh. Alright. Just like that arm. Looked like he's got a pointy elbow. Just like that arm, I'm going to do just regular arm out this way. Skin, basically. Flesh. Wrist, underside here. Here's his elbow. Something like that. Just like that. Same thing. Hand out, expressful. Do this side here so I can try to keep it. See how I do that one just so round? Try to keep it a little more in control. But again, hey, you know what? This is our drawing. We can do whatever we want. Okay. Extra lines. Look how long that thumb is. Okay. Alright, stop laughing. It's not always perfect. I get it. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Laugh all you want, because you know what? It's funny. Okay, let's go ahead and add some finger lines since we have some of the room here. You know, something like that. Ooh, I'm just throwing this pen all over the place today. It's going everywhere. I don't know what's going on. You know what it is? It's Friday. It's time. It's crazy day. You know, it's no homework. Let your hairs out. You know, go have some fun. Take your shoes off. That kind of fun stuff. You know. Okay, so let's draw his shirt down to his waist. I've got him kind of twisted just a little bit. So when I do stuff like that, I like to just to show that it's, you know, he's putting more squeezing it here, flexing there, so you're getting more push on your material there. And something to draw. All right, and so his what do you call it? Like shirt thing, whatever his shirt skirt, we're gonna call it that, wraps around itself a little. So I'm gonna kind of do something like this. And then draw this edge going in. And that way, now that I have this edge, I can build off this. And I'm gonna follow my drawing and use that edge. Right? But again, I got it tucked into itself, so I'm going to start to come through here and do that. Because it's kind of this strange wrap around itself. I'm not too sure how this is one piece of cloth. It's like, wouldn't it be almost impossible to do this? But hey, I guess not, you know? Alright, not bad, not bad. Now, his legs, again, very expressive. This one might be a little longer than it should be, but again, I'm going for a very expressive pose, so let's draw this leg down. Draw his big old bell-bottom-ish type kind of pants. Going back up to his crotch. Coming down this way for his other leg. And this is where I got it super long. But again, it works for the whimsical pose like this, you know? The knee out to the, again, bell-bottom-ish. The edge of his pants, like that. And now his feet. So this one you can see the bottom of his foot. This one is pointed down. So we're going to say, here's his heel, here's his toe, and they are kind of got nails on top, so they are kind of like real toes, but that's all we can see. All right. Something like that. Okay. And now, let me add some lines here. Let me finish the foot, then I'll add a few more extra lines just to give it some life. Heel, front, to the big toe. Other toe, free toe. Oh, that's done. Let me close that off. And we'll do like a toenail. Normally I don't draw toenails or fingernails and things like that because I'm keeping it real simple. But yeah, I just felt like doing it right now. There is no answer. That's why I paused to think, like, what's a good answer? Why? Why would I say but? Because, well, because I felt like it. That's it. That's all. That's the only answer. Let's see. I'm putting too many lines in here because it's just wrinkled material, but that's just what I want to do. So there you go. I said we take care of the rest of the color. So that is Jar Jar Binks.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.